Asian Development Bank says the Philippine economy will remain on a steady path this year and next, growing at above 5%. But, and it's a big but, that projection doesn't yet factor in the impact of corruption investigation and the fact that DPWH's budget for next year has been slashed. Mobile journalist Aime Atienza has that story.
The Asian Development Bank has kept its growth outlook on the Philippines intact in its latest Asian Development Outlook report released Tuesday. That means it expects the economy to grow 5.6% this year and 5.7% in 2026. But that doesn't yet factor in the fallout from the ongoing investigation into corruption in flood control projects. For next year, more than 255 billion pesos was cut from the DPWH's proposed budget, and no money was allocated to flood control works.
We didn't see a reason to, at this point in time, to reduce those GDP projections due to that issue, but it's certainly a heightened risk. And between now and our December update, there may be more kind of quantifiable data available that may alter our projections.
ADB is currently helping the government build and fund a master plan for the National Capital Region, which DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon has told Congress will be available by 2026. It also has two ongoing flood control projects, one in Mindanao and one in northern Luzon. The bank has previously said the probe won't deter it from financing more projects in the Philippines. It says it maintains strict safeguards to ensure project funding is used for its intended purpose. And Jeffries added that they are carefully monitoring developments on the ground.
Corruption has, broad impacts to economic growth in general and investment sentiment. And so we're monitoring that and how that may be affected going forward. We only have one ongoing flood protection project. It involves two river basins in Mindanao and one in northern Luzon. So, and that project, as I said, we go through a very careful monitoring process.
Still, Jeffries said the Philippine economy remained resilient in the face of higher U.S. tariffs, the changing global trade landscape, and geopolitical uncertainties. At 5.6% growth, the country is behind only Vietnam as far as the region's fastest-growing economies goes. In fact, ADB called the Philippines a bright spot in Southeast Asia. ADB says strong domestic demand will continue to anchor growth. Inflation is forecast to settle at 1.8% this year, below the government's official target of 2 to 4%.
Obviously, this year and next year are a little more certain, but there's always changes. And then as you go out 2 years, 3 years, it's a little less. And this is a rolling process. But we have some support earmarked for later this year, but of course it's all subject to approval from our board of directors, and it's also subject to final approval on the Philippine government side.
Mobile journalist Aime Atienza, we are One News.